So silver went down about 15% from the top to the bottom today in literally just a few hours. And you're probably wondering, how in the world is silver going down whenever we've got silver at $100 overnight per ounce in Shanghai? There's a supposed supply shortage. There's supposedly this massive industrial demand for it, right? And then there is supposedly supposed to be no more silver exports from China in 2026. So I'm going to tell you exactly why silver went down, and I'm going to tell you exactly how you could have predicted it as well without charts and with just market psychology, because I've talked about this for about 2 weeks, how this was going to happen. I showed people on the charts exactly why it was going to happen, and you know, the things that I kept getting told back are, hey, this time's different, you know, we've got Shanghai stopping the exports and all those things that I said at the very beginning of this video, right? So I'm actually going to talk about those things in this video and kind of let you understand how you could have seen through all of those fake, you know, rhetorics and narratives, and then position yourself properly like I was talking about over these past couple of weeks. And if you don't know who I am, and if you're not familiar with me, my name is Drew Wolfer. I am the CEO and head trader, and obviously the owner of NORDIC Alpha. And I do have a documented 91.5% win rate in just 2025 alone on these two assets right here, the ones that are in question today, right? Gold and silver, the ones that took the big dump, as well as, you know, platinum, palladium, copper, and all the other metals, right? But I want to tell you exactly why all of this happened, because this is pretty crazy. So first and foremost, the first thing that I have noticed, there is a 1 hour market structure shift on silver to the downside. Now, unless we crack the all-time high, which is what we just set yesterday, at least on the futures charts, we cannot say that we are still in a total uptrend, okay? The reason is because we have broken market structure to the downside. But that's not what we're here to talk about, right? I've been talking about the technical analysis and the bearish divergences and all of those things about this for the past couple of weeks, and you can go and check all of that out on my channel if you'd like to. But we're here to talk about all of those fundamentals, and gonna try and do my best to kind of shoot all of those rhetorics, you know, kind of like in the proverbial foot, right? And let you make your own inferences from there, without me giving you my opinion, and not waste too much of your time in doing so. So the first one, China exports ceasing. In my opinion, total BS, okay? China is posturing. China is in massive trade talks right now with the United States, where Donald Trump is like, hey, we're gonna put 100% tariffs on you. We're gonna put 200% tariffs on you. We're gonna put 1,000,000% tariffs on you, right? That's what Trump's doing right now. And what China has been doing, which is inherently different from what all other nations are doing, they come back and they flex their muscles and they say, you know what, we're going to reciprocity then, right? We're going to put the same tariff on you. And now they're saying, well, guess what? We're not going to let anybody buy silver from us or export any silver outside of here, right? So I think that, in my opinion, it's not going to happen in January. It's posturing during trade talks and, you know, negotiations and tensions, okay? Then we have the Shanghai $100 price on silver, okay, per ounce, which was yesterday, last night, whenever they were actually in Asian session on the open Sunday, or it was Sunday night for us, but Monday morning in Asia. I'm gonna be honest with you. Do you really think that it's weird? Do you really think that it's odd that a communist nation is manipulating the price of an asset, a nation that like manipulates everything about the way that they interact with their people, with their, you know, citizens and things of that sort? Do you really think one of the most secretive nations in the world, do you find this odd that they would manipulate the price of silver to try to force arbitrage opportunities for people to come over there so they can corner the silver market? I don't find that odd at all. So let's talk about what is really required, okay? Because China is trying to, again, posture and make people bring their silver over there instead of to London at the LBMA and the COMEX, which is in the United States, right? that does not mean that London or the COMEX have to catch their prices up with Shanghai. If people in Shanghai want to buy it for $100, cool. That doesn't mean that it has to trade for that on the London exchange. And I think that was another thing that a lot of people did not take into account is like, oh, it's going to catch up to the Shanghai price. No, no. That is not a requirement of these markets, okay? Especially on the London exchanges and the American exchanges. They're inherently different and entirely separate from the Shanghai exchange. So, in my opinion, that was all just like made up fallacies by people that are like gold and silver bugs that, you know, really want to see, you know, silver go, you know, to the moon. And I'm going to be honest with you. I want to see silver go to the moon. I have a significant amount of my net worth put into this metal. And to be real with you, I think that silver is going to continue going up into 2026. But it needed to have a pullback, right? And that's why I've been talking about this for the past 2 weeks, and you can actually see this on my channel. Now, the other thing, the supply crunch. Go to COMEX right now, okay? Because there's this whole supply crunch thing that's coming out, and they will switch up these narratives as fast as they make them up, right? COMEX literally only had 2% of its physical silver leave in December. Does that sound like a supply crunch to you? It doesn't. Premiums on buying physical silver are literally 10 to 15%. So that means if silver, we'll just say it's at 70 bucks, that means you're going to pay anywhere from $77 to $80.50. Now, if silver was in such short supply, right, don't you think these brokers would be bending over backwards to get their hands on as much silver as possible? They're not, okay? And how do I know that? Because if you go to Kitco and you try to sell your silver to them, I don't have an ounce of silver. I know this is a kilo, but say this is an ounce of silver, and I'm like, hey, Kitco, take this, you know, this ounce of silver, right? They're offering 15% less, anywhere from 10 to 15% less of what it is worth to you to actually buy this thing, okay? So that means, let me give you a comparison really quick. If I were to go and sell this to Kitco and say gold is at $4,000, they would offer me about they would sell this to me for about $4,100, which is a 2.5% markup, and they would offer me about $3,900, which is a 2.5% less than what it's actually worth. So compare those two, right? Silver, when you're trying to sell it, is being offered 15% less, but gold is being offered 2.5% less. Which one does it sound like there's more of a supply crunch on that the brokers want more, right? Gold, obviously, because they're offering closer to spot price if I want to sell it to them. There's no incentive for sellers to sell their silver to Kitco and brokers and things of that sort, right? If there was a supply crunch, they would be bending over backwards to get as much silver as possible. They'd be marking it down 2.5% and just paying you out. But what they knew was exactly what was about to happen. They knew, because this is the smartest money in the world, remember this, right? They knew that they had to price in that volatility, that they had to price in that ability for silver to move down 15% in a day. If they would have bought my silver yesterday, and then they would have gotten it today and tried to sell it, right? They would have been break even on the price because they would have paid me 15% less for that silver, and then silver would have lost 15% of its value overnight. See what I'm saying? So they priced that in because they knew this was coming. So all of this stuff is just like, in my opinion, total BS. Same thing with the industrial demand. Do you really think that these guys care whether or not they use gold, silver, or copper? Those are the 3 best conductors in the world, right? Now, would it take them a couple of years to like replace everything with copper and, you know, their processes and things of that sort? Yes. But if it's going to save them billions, they're going to do it, okay? I'm a business owner. If I knew, there's a reason why gold is not used in things anymore, and it's because it's been priced out of the market, okay? If silver keeps going up, it will also be priced out of the market and they will move to copper. Enough said, okay? Now, Why did silver go parabolic? Because everybody was trying to play catch up on the gold trade that they had missed, okay? And honestly, if you would have kind of just thought a little bit about this, and I'm not saying that you didn't, I'm saying if you do in the future, right? If you think about these things a little bit more intrinsically, you will realize the games that these guys play, because all of these things, Shanghai, $100, right? The no exports of silver from China in 2026 from now on, the supply crunch, the industrial demand, all that stuff. To me, that sounded, and I've been in this market for long enough, I have a 91.5% win rate for a reason. Go check it out anytime that you want on the Drew Wolfer website. That sounded a lot to me like big institutions and the market makers and the powers that be wanting to give you a narrative that would make you buy silver so that you could be their exit liquidity. And then we just saw a 15% move down, a break of market structure, and a potential continuation coming. With that being said, I will see you in the next video. If you enjoy content like this, man, I appreciate you. Seriously. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you hit subscribe. And then boom, baby, bang on that notification bell so you never miss this stuff ever again. If you want the TA on it, get inside of Nordic Alpha where I give you the TA, I give you the trades. I literally just gave out a 9x risk to reward trade yesterday. It was actually a long on silver. Funny, right? But if you want those trades, get inside of Nordic Alpha. It is $29 a month, less than $1 a day. Would love to have you in there. And, you know, everybody, I hope you have a wonderful weekend or a wonderful week coming up and then a beautiful holiday with your families.